Hello, hello. We are at Crowder's Mountain State Park in North Carolina this evening. The sun's starting to go down. We are walking up the Pinnacle Trail. We're going to make a loop of it this evening. So it should be pretty from up top. Temperature's beautiful. We've had quite a bit of wind today, but I don't know if the wind is just less here or if we feel it less because of all the trees sheltering us. But this is a very busy park, especially on weekend days during the day. So evenings are a good time to visit. It's very peaceful right now. So they definitely did a burn not too long ago. The plants are coming back, but you can see all the char marks on the trees and logs. Nice. We have about another mile to the summit. We've gone about a mile. So round trip we're expecting about 4, depending on which loop we decide to take back. May end up extending a little, but it's nice to be able to go a variety of directions through the park. This trail, and really all the trails at Crowder's, are very clearly defined. We have volunteered here on multiple occasions for trail days when they're working on maintenance for the trails, and they do put a lot of effort into it to maintain them. But makes for easy walking, though there are quite a few hills. But at least you know where you're going. No risk of getting lost. And there are some rocks and roots. I'm not having my best day, so I have stumbled a few times just from lack of energy to pick up my feet. But no surprises. You can see it all coming. So, getting the sun peeking through and between the trees up there. So one of the things that Caleb and I have been paying attention to is how to better understand and relate to Caden. For those of you that have kids, you know that can be a hard thing at different ages for different reasons. Or you know from when you were a kid that it was difficult to feel like you could relate to people, especially adults. So it's been a challenge for us lately to make the most of the time that we have with Caden, since we know before too long he'll be off at college and doing his own thing. And so we want to know that we have that strong, healthy relationship with him that's going to then always bring him back to us and help him remember that we're always here for him. So that'll, I know, help him fully develop into who he's supposed to be. So taking him out tonight for a pretty casual hike, letting him, take Lilu. That was something he wanted to do tonight, so letting him do that and just chatting with him about some of the things that he is thinking. Those are important moments. The moments in the car talking about how the birthday party went, or what's exciting, or the thoughts of things based on what's going by outside. Those all mean things to the kids, even if they don't seem important to us. And taking the time for there to be opportunity to feel valued and special and important, and asking for input. Those are some really important things to help in development and build confidence and strengthen the relationship. And it's a challenge for any parent for different reasons. We have a lot of neurodivergence that makes it challenging in its own ways, a lot of trauma that makes it challenging, and then our past compared to our future makes it challenging, but everybody has their own things to work through. So I've been encouraged as we've been building with that more. The time of cooking in the kitchen with Caden last night was great. We used to do that all the time together. And he's gone hopefully through the phase and come out of it where he doesn't really want to do anything with me. So him wanting to come in, like, he wanted to cut and prep the carrots and cook them all by himself, and while I did something else, and then he wanted to make pancakes for me so that I would have them for our camping trip. And the teamwork and collaboration is some of the things that I miss from our relationship. And so when I see sparks of that coming back, it feels really good. And I feel like, well, we might actually be making progress. It's all a journey. So this hill is pretty steep, but it's gradual. It's not this long, gradual uphill. There's some smaller sections where it's a little steeper, but pretty easy going. I know not all grandparents are very good at relating to their grandkids, but I'm grateful that my parents have been wonderful with relating to Caden, trying to meet him where he is and on his level, and showing interest in him and his life and what he's interested in. My mom and him had hours of conversations or video chats about anything that Caden wanted to, really. And Caden has always loved reading, and so sometimes he would want her to read to him, but most of the time he wanted to read to her, or do music or something for. She's always been very patient, which is what you have to do with kids. And I have always been impressed by the amount of patience my dad has had with kids, whether it's like trying to help hang Christmas lights with 7 children, trying to hold up one string of lights while he hooks them, or taking my brother and his friends on camping trips or soccer tournaments. Both my parents did that, but teaching how to fish and stuff like that. And the amount of time he spent patient with Caden and not losing his cool. Simple things like a daddy long leg was in the car when the two of them were driving somewhere, and Caden was young and he was freaking out. My dad had to pull over and take care of getting him out, the daddy long leg, out of the car. He just understood that's what Caden needed at the time, and it made him feel valued. So time is such a big, important thing to kids. All right, here we are nearing the top. They definitely have plenty of warning about the dangers. Have to be careful. As we were coming up, we were recalling that the last time Caden and I were here on this particular trail was we had come for a short hike, and it ended up being a run because we started our hike and it was sprinkling. So we decided to run up because we wanted to get to the top, and then it started pouring and storming. So we ran down too. So it was quite a memorable hike. Definitely a pretty view from up here. Sun's getting lower. Alright, looks pretty up here. Yeah, you definitely feel more wind up here. That makes sense. So they've definitely made this more accessible for emergency responders and tried to make paths safer. I guess it had a lot of accidents that they weren't able to perform rescues for as they wanted. So the trail has changed over the years, but the view up top is still beautiful. So cool to see the different kinds of rocks, different places. These are very rough rocks in this area, but it makes it characteristic of the area. All the moss and lichen growing on there. Things like this are great to do with kids, as long as you keep them safe. But they feel like they went on a major adventure when they get to do something like this hike. So I think it's awesome. The variety of greens below is beautiful. Lots of fun. Okay, we're gonna make our way down. So we're going to enjoy the rest of our evening together, safely getting down the rock first. And I'll see you next time on the trail with Heart.